Squad pulls out their best victory at home in season 2016, knocking off three-time premiers and the quality top of the table Hawks that keeps the chances of a top four finish slightly ajar. But a home elimination final, ooh, that's well within grasp. Welcome to Eagle Review, proudly sponsored by Masters. They have been all year, bang up job. Benny Roberts, what an unbelievable game. Proud of the boys. Yep. Tell us where it was won.
Huge game. What a performance. A dominant performance, I thought. The margin probably could have been bigger. But have a listen to this. I've got some numbers that will blow your mind, Stephen. Okay. Forward half time differential. Now, you know the Eagles love a good forward half time differential. Well, first quarter, they were up 4 minutes. Second quarter, they were up 7 minutes. Third quarter, they were up 12 and a half minutes just for that quarter. So dominant in terms of keeping it in the forward half. Forward 50 marks, they're third in the competition, the Eagles, every week. They took 18-2 contested marks on Friday night. 18-2, that's right, you heard that right. Eagles forward half intercepts. Hawks usually are plus 11 for scores from forward half intercepts. The Eagles well in front on that measure on Friday night as well. It was a really, really strong performance.
Unbelievable. As impressive as those stats are, the win did come at a massive cost for the club.
Yeah, huge asterisk, I suppose, on the win when you lose your franchise player, Nick Naitanui, to an ACL injury. It's always devastating. He's so influential. He experienced the ultimate highs almost in football last week, and within 7 days, he's gone down to, probably as low as it gets as a footballer. So certainly disappointing. But they were 5-1 in his absence, so all hope is not lost, although there are some stats that I'm going to read out to you now that might make for interesting reading. How about these ones? Eagles without Naitanui for 6 weeks. First to last in hitouts to advantage. First to 17th in hitout differential. 5th to 18th in clearance differential. There's more and more. But we have full faith in Scott Lycett to get the job done, whoever they bring in going forward. Can't wait. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Absolutely. How rare is it to see two ruckmen go down with ACLs in the same game, opposing teams? Unbelievable. Scott Lycett had a great game on the weekend. Really stepped up on the night too when Nick Nat went down in that last quarter. He had 16 disposals, 94% efficiency, 7 score involvements, 8 contested possessions in the forward 50. He was just an absolute force. Fans' hearts certainly sank, though, when he collided knees in the ruck. Luckily, got back on the ground and played on. Seems to be okay.
Seems to be okay. He was really good. 3 goal assists as well on Friday night. He actually had on Friday a higher hit-out winning percentage than Nick Nat. So a really, really good game from Scotty in the ruck. And now the expectations go up. He's obviously got to be the number one man. But
it's interesting who they're going to ruck with Scott now. I mean, that's the case.
What are the options? Let's go through them. You've got Giles. You've got Fraser McInnes, back from injury. You could throw Gov in there. Gov loves it in the ruck. Darling did a bit of ruck work on Friday night. There's a plethora of options. Brownie played there for a couple of weeks. They might go back there. Could they bring Easy into playing the ruck? Who knows? Anyone.
That's a wild card.
Did you pack your boots? It could be you.
Maybe.
A lot of options. We'll see what happens. But I think they're playing a brand of football now that they're playing confidently and they have full faith in whoever they bring in. So, as I said, exciting times.
Number of quality performers to pull off a win like that. Andrew Gaff, 38 disposals, had it on a string. Gov, 17 disposals at 88%, 9 marks, 4 contested, lock for all Australian. You heard it here. Pritis, another outstanding game, 29 disposals, 8 clearances, 9 tackles, coalface king. Marston 30, but it was midfielder Mark Hutchings that should get as much praise as those ones.
Absolutely. Now, Hutchie didn't set it on fire on the stat sheet, but what he did do is keep the fire down low from Sammy Mitchell, because the last time he played us, he got a lot of the football. And this one, he didn't get a touch until the 27-minute mark of the first quarter. Didn't get a touch virtually for the first quarter. Finished with 22. Now, got away a little bit, but the best thing about what Hutchie did was that they had to move Mitchell to half back, which disrupts their ideal setup. Huge influence on the game. Well done, Mark Hutchings. I reckon that might happen next time we play him too.
I think so. Lewis Jett has certainly been a yo-yo on this Eagles team in 2016, in out, but he had an unbelievable first half on Friday night. His defensive pressure, causing turnovers that result in goals, spoiling that are saving shots on goals, and obviously pushing forward, the defensive tackle himself that got a goal. He was just everywhere, it seemed.
Yep. Terrific attitude all year, Lewis. I know it's probably hasn't gone to plan entirely. His attitude's been terrific, particularly over the last month or so down in East Perth. He's been really mature, worked really hard. He was best on last week for East Perth, came in, and you could see that his attitude and intent was good. And look, he played a great game. Probably his best game for the Eagles. So hopefully that's the starting block and he goes forward from there.
Got a few clips we just want to highlight and take a look at from the match. Let's start with Dom Sheed. I don't know if he's a left footer or not. Seeing this disposal on the weekend, I'm starting to question myself. That is pretty decent.
Yeah, no, take it from me. He is a natural left footer. Mark Lacroix, one of my favourites. Almost kicked the best goal of the year for him, for sure. Probably almost in goal of the year contention, I would suggest. Yeah. Just felt right, but not a bad effort.
Sam Butler, now at his tender age, I'm not sure if he needs to go back for these courageous spoils, but didn't he just? Thought he was going to get absolutely S-mixed, but he turned out to be all right. Gutsy play from Butts.
No, I like Butts. Mate, what about this handball from Butts? Is that a handball or was that a throw?
Oh, I'm not too sure. I don't know the rule, because that looks fine to me in good contact.
I saw it.
There are a couple of iffy calls on the weekend altogether, though.
Yeah, no, but what about Scully?
Yeah.
That's the other one you're talking about.
Yeah,
it is. This tackle doesn't really retard him in any way.
No.
What happens if I'm just holding you like this and you've got the ball in the other hand?
I don't know.
Can we just stand there for the whole game if we wanted to?
Maybe. You just have your hand on your opponent the whole time.
I think it's the rotation thing with that one.
So you think that's a wrong call?
Oh, I don't know. He did do a full rotation.
That's not full half. I'm giving you a half rotation.
Yeah, no.
Let's go on to Luke Hodge. This play for him to set up his teammate, the balk, the dummy, hits him at the top of the square. That's player of the day for me, even though it's from the opposition. Tries to do it again, though, a minute later. Josh Hill, mate, I'm
wise to it.
I'm wise to your moves, champ. All right? You've done it once. Don't reuse the same material. That's why stand-ups never last.
That's right. Hey, but Hodgie, great at the game. Always played the game sort of on the edge, if you like. You know, tough stuff. Doesn't mind the tough stuff. Could have absolutely... Could he have ended his season?
Perhaps. If Masto put his head over it, properly and just got him at the wrong spot.
3 inches to the right.
Mate, I think Bruce would have missed next year if he'd have connected with Bunga.
Yeah, it would have been a 2-year suspension, I think. If he's jumped like he's going the high jump at Rio.
Mate, it was Clark Kent leaving the ground. Unbelievable.
But he's just lucky that Bunga turned away, copped it and got back up.
Yeah, true.
Anyway.
All right, roast of the round. There's plenty of them. We're going to get through them. Let's have a look. First play of the game. Giving away this free kick, Shannon Hearn. No, nothing there. Great spoil. Let the play go on. What about Darling and Yo colliding? They were a couple of 10 pins. Hill. Oh, Bradley Hill. Mate, I don't know where you're ending up next year, but you've got to go back and fill the hole. JK's a big boy, but you've got to do it for your team. Roast Jay.
Okay, so we're going abroad now. Collingwood absolutely tearing up the Suns on Saturday night. Not exactly a nail-biter. Treloar screaming into goal, kicks it. Luke Darcy absolutely loses his marbles here.
He's going to take on Grant. He's normally good at full speed under pressure. And Treloar kicks his first of the night. And this is an unbelievable blowout. He's missed it.
How about, I reckon here's a tip. You watch the goal umpire. When the ball gets kicked, watch the goal umpire. You see where he goes and then back in your call.
Yeah.
Error.
Good pick up by you. Let's go with a few more through our home game. So we've got this high tackle here. Nick Nat taking Puopolo's head off. Got to pay that. Lecker holding the ball. I'm pretty sure he's got a boot to that. I'm in the third tier and I've seen it. Birchall, you're a left footer. How have you munged that kick up so hard? Luke Shuey, we've been praising his left foot for years, and he lets you down.
One too many.
Yeah, he just busted on 22.
Yeah, oh well. Now, Yowie, speaking of Shanks, Mark, 10 metres out, you think, go back.
Yeah, I penciled it in.
Yeah, I'd written it in. Had you actually written it in?
I think I did.
Oh, yeah. Plays on for reasons only he would know.
Oh, I think seeing his kick at the goal square a few minutes later, he hooked that massively. So maybe he knew something we didn't.
He knew something was coming.
He was getting some draw on the footy that we weren't aware of.
Okay. Cards on the table here.
Yeah.
Seven pay $2.5 trillion for the TV rights.
Yeah.
Fixed cameras in change rooms are nothing new. And I don't want to sound insensitive, but ACL injuries are nothing new. Why all of a sudden, whoever it was, put a towel over the fixed camera in the change room? They should get roasted around, but
there's just so many good ones.
there's more to come.
Yeah.
I'll just keep that powder dry. But
mate, you do that on 60 days in, you get put into segregation. You get put in the
Exactly.
hole. Can't do that in prison.
Exactly.
Why is he was in the change rooms any different?
Solitary for him.
We have joint winners for the first time in a long time here for the roast, and because they're just both as bad as each other. Will Schofield getting the ball in the back half. Game's over. Game's over. He's got two options, and he tries to hit one of them, probably one of the worst kicks of his career, but he's gone out of play, and he's paid it deliberate. I don't understand what West Coast have to gain by putting the ball out of bounds on a lateral angle like that. What's the umpire thinking? Yes, he's purposely missed his open targets to hold up the play. There was less time to... Oh, mate,
It's a
just
guess.
didn't make sense.
It's a guess and an assumption.
Oh, mate. Anyway, the winner.
And the winner. Well, the joint winner.
Yeah, joint winner.
This one, I could not believe when I saw this being reviewed. Could not believe when I saw this being reviewed. That has missed That nearly went down the Eagles' race.
What's he watching though? Where's his head at?
He knows that he's outside. He stands next to the boundary.
Yeah, you'd feel the pole.
point
You're
post,
on- you're-
and it's 5 metres that way. Oh no, that was a point because you watch him. He goes, no, that's yours. That's a point.
Yeah.
The umpire goes like that. That's a shock.
You reckon he's getting a game this week?
That's the what? No.
Nah.
In fact, he should get segregation as well.
Mate, North Beach play TAs. I'll see him down there on the weekend. Bit of ammo footy. Cheers.
Enjoy your Masters.